I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a big difference from doing it with a condom and doing it without a condom. The moment that you decide that you want to take the condom off and do the meet action, that's the moment that you signed your life over to me, Stink. Welcome to death row. Ain't no getting out of this shit. The moment that you want to do the meet action, go on you, what? You belong to me. I belong to you. Soul ties is real, Stink. Look it up. If you don't know, look it up. Soul ties is real. There's a lot of fucked up souls and there's a lot of good souls. But soul ties is real, Stink. So think hard and think wisely before you want to do the meet action. For real.
Man, we all know raw sex feel good as a mug, but on a whole nother token though, when we do that, we are creating soul ties. When we create soul ties, you are basically transferring, exchanging your energies on a spiritual level to the point whereas you are getting married in the spiritual realm. Yep, a soul tie is the real marriage. It is not the sheet of paper that you see here in the physical realm on earth.
I'm telling you the things that I wish that we all knew before we lost our virginity to these dusties. Hey, Rych Babes. Welcome back. It's your girl, Dyor, and today is day 7 of our 10 Days Till Halloween special. Today, we're peeling back the layers on this topic. This is not just creepy and spooky. It's real deep and can have a major impact on your life. The power of sex and soul ties. We're diving into how sexual energy, soul ties, and energy transfers can bind you to someone, sometimes without you even realizing it. This isn't just a folktale. It's something that many people across different cultures and spiritual beliefs take very seriously. Sex is more than just a physical act. It's a ritual, a sacred exchange of energy. Did y'all know that? That's exactly what it is. And when you engage in this ritual, especially without protection, doing the raw, you're not only exchanging pleasure, you're also sharing each other's spiritual, emotional, and even physical baggage. So let's get into how this happens and why being selective about who you're sharing yourself with is so important. So I'm gonna tell you right now, my Halloween babes, I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so make sure you get your popcorn, your candy corns, okay? Get whatever snacks, candy, I don't care, because we're about to really get into these soul ties and why it is really important to be careful who you're laying down with. All right, let's get started.
Quick thought. You know how you see somebody, you be like, ooh, he or she's attractive, right? So you're thinking you finna go in for the kill because of what you see, not knowing that you biologically programmed to mate. So we have mating rituals, right? That we do that we don't even know we do them, right? Yeah, believe it or not, dressing up the way we dress up is a mating ritual. The noises we make, the sounds we make, mating rituals. The things we put on, the scents we give out, mating rituals, right? At a certain time, we'll go around certain people, right? Because our body is releasing certain chemicals that make us want to mate. Women, time of the month, y'all release this egg, right? And that during that month, y'all feeling it. Man, we release 120 million sperm every single day. That means we're always in a mating state, always. So all the having sex, we just made rituals.
If you have unprotected sex with someone more than 3 times, you sign a spiritual contract. I'm in my head. I'm just like a spirit. Like wouldn't a spiritual contract kind of be like blood ties? Like how you said, if you know
soul ties
or soul ties. Thank you. You do it with somebody on it's that time of month, but 3 times and then you sign a spiritual contract, meaning like he said you bonded with them for life. How many spiritual contracts do you think you got?
Why would you ask me this?
The power of sexual energy and soul ties. Sex is one of the most powerful forms of energy. It's literally the energy of creation. Just think about it. This is the energy that can bring life into the world, but it also has a power to influence your spiritual, emotional, and mental state. This is why sex is often referred to as a sacred energy exchange. When you sleep with someone, you're not just sharing your body, you're sharing your energy, your spirit, and everything that comes with it. Soul ties form through this exchange. It's a spiritual connection between you and the person you've been intimate with. It goes beyond the physical, binding your souls together in a way that can be difficult to break.
So let's just get into this. If you don't know, I am a practitioner of a certain practice. I won't disclose because that's my business. But what he's saying is absolutely true. Soul ties, spiritual ties, sexual ties, sex magic, also color binding, candle magic. Yeah. It gets pretty deep, and you don't know who practices or how they practice, so be careful out there, folks, because there's some people that can just touch you and do the right and get things going.
Bro, they not telling y'all everything y'all need to know about a soul tie. And to use the word soul tie is just to keep the shit cute. We about to get to the real of that shit. A soul tie is really just an energy transfer, a spirit transfer. That means y'all souls, once y'all do what y'all do, y'all souls become married. You probably didn't physically marry her or him, but once you have sex with them, you marry them mentally and emotionally. That means all the demons that you got go to them, and all the demons and spirits that they got go to you. That's why it's so hard to break that shit off. Because a soul tie ain't just loving somebody so much. A soul tie is transferring of energies, spirits. That's why you can feel certain shit. That's why you think certain shit. I'm telling you.
I do not think we're supposed to be having sex the way we do, because sex is so powerful. You legit bring another soul into this universe. That means we not really supposed to be just doing it casually, bro, with this person, and that person, bro, because it's so powerful. It's a big energy transfer. You ever have sex and you feel so drained after? But we just do it so casually for fun. Apps, social media, not really supposed to be seeing this amount of men and women in a day, bro. Unless we going out. That's the fun thing, going out, seeing people. Men see attractive women, the women see attractive men daily. That's how it go. Like a picture, slide in DMs. That's why relationships don't work, man. Because it's so easy to cheat and you have access to so many people and so many different things. What a society we live in, y'all. What a society.
So this is how his energy gets transferred to you. When you have sex with a man, his energy can be absorbed by you, especially if you're going raw without any protection, babe. You're not just connecting with him, you're also connecting with everyone else he's been with. His past partners, energy, emotions, traumas, and even unresolved issues can all become a part of you through the act of sex. It's like an energetic chain that chains you to him and by extension to everyone else he's been with. This is why casual sex isn't as casual as it seems. You're opening up your spiritual space to take in somebody else's energy, and if that energy is negative, chaotic, or burdened by unresolved issues, it can start to manifest into your own life. This is why you might find yourself feeling emotionally drained, dealing with unexplained mood swings, or even experiencing issues you've never had before.
Ladies, it's very important to remember that your womb is the most sacred part of your body, and if your womb is out of balance, so will everything else in your life. Please pay attention to the foods that are the biggest causes of womb disease and disharmony, but pay even closer attention to acid sperm, because a lot of women do not realize that if you are having sex with a man who has acidic sperm, if you are having sex with a man who is unhealthy mentally, physically, or emotionally, you are allowing him to transfer that energy into you. And this is why a lot of women become emotionally unstable after sex and have things like recurring BV or yeast infections, because you are sleeping with men who have acidic sperm and men who are also emotionally and energetically unhealthy. Ladies,
I don't know if anybody is doing a series on this, but what are some things that you wish somebody would have told you as a young woman? I'll go first. Say.
Sis, I'm right with you. Things I wish I would have known as a young woman, especially concerning sex, is how important it is that every time we allow a man to enter our womb, we are allowing their presence, their essence, their ancestors, their DNA, every little intricate detail about that man, they are entering inside of our womb. And if we aren't conscious enough, we are storing all that energy within our sacral chakra. If we're not cleansing it, we are tainting our creative centers. If our creative centers are tainted, then all of our creations will fester into something that we don't want to really flourish. So it's very vital for us to always be in tune with what we are entering into our womb, who we are allowing in our womb, and to protect our womb at all costs. And always call all your power back anytime you are intimate with anybody.
Stop being addicted to sex. I know that's crazy, right? Because everybody tell you to smash all the day long. They lying to you. When you give yourself away, because most people don't even say this, just as much as they say women are giving away their bodies, I teach my boys that you're giving away your body too. You got all these soul ties with all these different people too as a man. And then when it comes time to be faithful to a woman, you don't have the habitual habit of knowing how to love one woman because you have created an identity based on who you sleep with, not who you know. You based your identity on how many people you knock down instead of the one person you can love. And let me say this, I'm gonna get haters when I say this. The best player in the world is one who can love one woman.
I hope y'all are ready to talk about this with me, but there is big energy that is being transferred when you have sex with somebody. You got to realize that also means that you can now be picking up energy from other people that person has previously slept with, and you do not know what kind of demons people are facing. Imagine the power someone has when they're inside of you or you are inside of them. Like, imagine when you're cussing off with somebody and that's just words, how like that energy you can receive that. Now imagine someone is inside of you. You are inside of somebody. They have this thing called a sex tie. More times when you realize that you're connected to someone, like you can't let somebody go, you can't stop thinking about them, whatever the case is, it's not even emotional. Man, I've spoken to a lot of you guys and you guys have expressed to me like, yo, sometimes you just feel like you need to get one off, you do it, and the moment you're done, you regret it. You're like, ew, why did I do that? Yo, we gotta start waking up from moments like that. Like the why did we do it? Like that temporary shit like is so deep. It's not just for temporary satisfaction. And you gotta give yourself a cleanse. I don't know, I can't speak for everybody how to do that, but sometimes you just require a cleanse and also just an awakening and opening, realizing that, yo, you're mixing with spirits and energies from not even just them, but other people that they've been with. And that shit is deep. I want y'all to think about it.
Ladies, if you needed another reason to be selective with your male partners, then this is it. A man can permanently alter the DNA of a woman who mothers his child. It's called fetal microchimerism, and it's the principle that a fetus's cells can transfer to a mother during a pregnancy and even stay with her for decades. These cells are 50% paternal DNA, and they can actually cause what we call epigenetic changes to the mother's DNA depending on what the cell's content is. What's even crazier is if you have an older sibling, then their cells would have been transferred to the mother, which would then be transferred to you during your involuntary incarceration as a cute little devil. Yes, this is what a real MRI of a fetus in the womb looks like. Almost as a thank you to the mother, those fetal cells then get dispersed throughout her body and can protect against some cancers, but have the catch of slightly increasing the risk of some autoimmune conditions. But it's nice to know that even if a family member's gone, then a real part of them lives with us.
So why the Bible and other spiritual beliefs warn about promiscuity? The Bible and other spiritual teachings emphasize the importance of being selective with your sexual partners. This isn't just about morality, it's about practicing your spiritual and emotional well-being. The sacred texts warn against fornication not because of a desire to control, but because of the powers of sex to create soul ties and transfer energies that can either elevate or diminish your life force. When you enter into someone or allow someone to enter into you without any spiritual or emotional commitment, you're inviting their spiritual baggage into your life. This is why many spiritual traditions encourage keeping sex within the bonds of a committed sacred union. So, the dark reality of energy transfer during sex. Let's talk about the deeper, darker side of energy transfer. Imagine a man who is dealing dealing with depression, anxiety, or unresolved trauma. When you sleep with him, his negative energies can latch onto you, weighing down your spirit. Even more so if he's been involved with other women who carry their own emotional scars and traumas. It's not just about sharing pleasures, it's about the potential transfers of spiritual baggage. In some spiritual beliefs, raw sex or unprotected sex is considered the most intense form of energy exchange because there's no barriers between you and the other person. The deeper the physical connection, the stronger the energy transfer. And some of you ladies will stick by your man, even after he cheated on you numerous times. And now you are attached to him and all of the women that he's cheating on you with. Baby, just let it go. Leave that man alone.
Giving this person a part of yourself and it'll never go away. Women take on the men that they sleep with, even in personality.
Oh, wow. Oh,
so, yeah. Now, you heard probably old heads say, be careful who you let braid your hair or who you eat after, right? Because spirits attract.
Yes.
But it's more like DNA.
Damn.
And I try to make it short, but these two scientists did an experiment where they were just testing saliva to see what it did. One scientist took his saliva and put it out there on the little test thing, and he left, and the other scientist studied it. The scientist went on a plane flight to somewhere, and the scientist who was observing the saliva, he noticed different interactions in the saliva at certain times. He documented those times. When he met back up with the other scientist, he mentioned to him the times that his saliva made distinct changes. And the guy had, he wrote down whenever he was upset, if he felt any type of emotion and why, and it lined up with the time frame that he kept. So he was about to miss his flight, and his saliva reacted to that, even though it wasn't in his mouth, man.
Wow.
So just imagine that saliva that you just spit out, and that dies after about, I think it was like 14 or 15 hours, it dies. But imagine sperm inside of a body now, where it's warm, it's, imagine kissing, smoking, eating after somebody, those, what you would call germs, that bacteria, it gets into a person. Jeez. So a lot of times we're schizo because we got a lot of people inside of us.
Man.
Sex stands for sexual energy exchange. That means whenever you have sex with somebody, whatever is inside of them goes into you as far as energy. So if that person have emotional backed up trauma and you have sex with them, now you have emotional backed up trauma. If that person have diseases or STDs, sexually transmitted demons, now you have a disease and an STD, sexually transmitted demons. And the more you have sex with that person, the stronger y'all soul tie become. So that's why you don't need to keep having sex with people you're not physically, spiritually, and emotionally attracted to. Because then it turns into a trauma bond. And when y'all watching stuff like this, there's no secret energy exchange with nothing physically, spiritually, or emotionally. You ain't even connected with nobody. You just letting the energy out of you. That's why when you release, you feel bad and sad because you just release energy with no connection. So start taking who you connect with seriously, because it could fuck you up in the long run.
Some of y'all are sleeping with people you wouldn't even share a turkey sandwich with, but somehow you find it acceptable to swap all kinds of DNA with them. Make it make sense. A lot of people don't want to follow faith because they want to have sex with whoever and whenever. And if I'm being real, at a point in time, it was hard to follow faith for me because it held me accountable. I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do whenever and with whoever and however. But one day it dawned on me that God loved me so much that he created instructions and tools to help save me. His instructions were protecting me from things like STDs, sexually transmitted demons, generational curses, unwanted pregnancies, trauma, soul ties, and many other things that I would possibly have to heal from. If I'm being honest with you guys, I've slept with and married someone that I'm not so proud to say that I did. So believe me, this is no judgment, but iron sharper than iron. Be mindful of your temple. You only get one body. If they're not worth a ham sandwich, they're definitely not worth your soul. They're not worth your body. And they're not worth your health.
Women store DNA from every man they've ever made love with, study finds. This is out of the University of Washington in collaboration with the Cancer Institute. Scientists discovered that women harvest DNA from the partners that they have unprotected sex with over the years. Now, this sounds wild, but it's true. There's even another study, revisiting telegamy, I don't know if you ever heard of this one, that offsprings can inherit unacquired characteristics from mothers' previous mates. You heard that right. So you can have intercourse with a woman from which an offspring is created, and that offspring can have DNA and traits that was acquired from a previous partner that the woman had. This is crazy. I'll post a PubMed for this so you can look up both of these studies. Now, this is going back to like hypergamy and women with a lot of partners. You know, we always try to defend that, or at least women try to defend that, saying, hey, you know, what's the big deal? Guys do it too, yada, yada. But there are far-reaching repercussions to this kind of philandering behavior on both parts, for men and for women, but for women even more so. I was even looking on the Psychology Today. There's a bunch of studies about the psychological impact for women that seminal fluid has. So even when a gentleman inside of a woman, that semen can affect her mentally. Now, for some people, this is surprising, but I take it back to like C. diff and other diseases that disrupt your gastrointestinal system. And sometimes you have to have like a donation of stool, like a, you know, poop, feces. You got to get the good shit. There's these companies that harvest particularly healthy stool, and it gets donated, inserted into people with these issues, right? And if the donor has psychological problems, they found this, I'm telling you. Like, if the donor has psychological issues like depression, and he donates his poop and it's inserted into someone else, that person can then display suddenly symptoms of depression. How wild is that? People do not realize how much microbiome and just your intestines and all of that situation you got going on can affect you mentally. Like, we know, oh, but it affects you physically. Your mentality changes. I think people fear this kind of stuff because they want to feel they have total control over their impulses, over their thoughts, over their behaviors, over their impulses, whatever. The reality is that maybe less of what you think, say, and do is under your control, because all of these factors play a part. The biggest one, how many partners you've been with. I say this as someone who has slept with more people than Jesus has saved. I know it has messed with my head. God only knows what happens to a woman. And when you see these women who are on OnlyFans or who do adult content, and it's like, yay, empowering. And guess what? They ignore all this research. And another thing that brings me to people like why they're surprised by this is that you can research this. If a woman is in love and her partner inside of her, right? Her uterus, her vagina, whatever, can create a more friendly place. And we're not talking just about pH, but the environment becomes more accepting, and it creates a higher likelihood of pregnancy. The opposite happens if the woman dislikes the individual, or if it's a forced situation. The body can actually create a more hostile environment for that semen. Of course, it still happens. Like if you got that fire sperm, or, you know, a woman is ovulating, she'll still get pregnant. But there are subtle ways that this does happen. It just shows you how amazing and complicated a woman's body is, down to the chemical level. There's so many things that go on that we don't realize. And don't get me wrong, I really don't want to come across as some kind of prude, but I'm telling you, so much about the way you think and behave is influenced by factors outside, well, not factors outside of our control. There are factors that are under control, but are factors that we don't acknowledge, like diet. You know, diet affects your microbiome. That affects how you think, diseases you may have, depression, all kinds of stuff. Same with partners. And anything you put in your body, really, exactly is. And sex is putting something in your body, and it will affect how you think, how you behave. So take that in consideration, and be careful about the people you associate yourself with, that you have relationships with, that you try to procreate with, because you're passing on this DNA, these traits. And it's a big deal for the future, right? You want to have kids that are healthy and that are happy, not a bunch of messed up mofos. You know what I'm saying? What do you guys think about this news? Is this going to change how you see your partner, or the characteristics that you look for in future partners, or are you just going to ignore it like everybody else? Thank you for watching.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about intercourse, because I'm not sure if you could say the S3x word on TikTok, and I'm not going to find out the hard way. But basically, bro, this hookup culture shit needs to be deaded. Because I really feel like, okay, everybody... like most people have heard about soul ties and the energetic exchange that be happening in X, but I don't think a lot of people are sensitive enough to feel the exchange that be happening. Because if y'all could feel the exchange that be happening, y'all would be having X with 99.99999% of the people that y'all be having X with. All that hookup shit would be cut out, bro. I promise you. Especially to my ladies, bro. We are receptive. Masculine energy gives, whereas the feminine energy receives. So the people that you have X with, bro, you're taking on their energy, their consciousness, their DNA, their karma, all of that, bro. Like, very well, if you have X with a broke person, he's passing on broke energy to you. It really goes that deep. Like, think about the baby. He made a song where he was like, this rich ND, it ain't free. He knows his value enough to know that he can't just be having X with anybody because he is passing on that rich energy to that person. And then on top of that, I'm sure that most people have heard the saying, birds of a feather flock together. So right now, we're talking about a scenario with friends. You're going to be like the people that you spend the most time with. And y'all not even crossing that boundary of having X. The energetic, the vibes is just rubbing off on each other. So what do you think be happening when you're having X with somebody and y'all are literally inside of each other? Like, this hookup culture that they be promoting, bro, is really like a scheme to keep people's vibrations down and people contracting sexually transmitted demons from each other, bro. But on an off note, I feel like there needs to be more discussions about like spiritual protection, energetic protection when it comes to having X. Cause like obviously in the physical world there's protection in terms of like condoms and birth control. But like, who's really speaking on spiritual and energetic protection? Obviously the best protection is abstinence. And then even like religious texts and all that, they be saying like you're supposed to wait till marriage, But it's just like, regardless if you wait for marriage or not, you're still gonna be taking on that person's energy. So it's just like, there needs to be talks about protection energetically. One, I would say like slowing down and stop letting lust win. You have to slow down and get to know the person and their mindset and their habits, their routines, to see if it even aligns with you. Because if not, once you do cross that line, that boundary, bro, one of them persons, their energy is going to be like sucked, like the life is going to be sucked out of them, bro. They're going to bring you down energetically. But I mean, I had seen this video from It's Baby J on YouTube, and she was talking about basically performing spiritual baths together. So setting the intention over the water to release or wash over any of y'all past partners before y'all do it. Or if y'all not into that, then maybe doing a meditation after y'all do it. So holding each other's hands and saying what's mine is mine and what's yours is yours. But like, I feel bad that I just spewed out mad and I ain't really come with a solution. But that's actually something that I want to learn more about to pass on.
So let's talk about energy transfers and vibrations. So especially when it comes to sex, you are transferring energy. If you are having especially raw sex, speaking from my experience, I have noticed that whenever I have raw sex with someone, I take on parts of their energy, and what comes with their energy is parts of their personality, parts of their mindset, how they think. If they are a negative, depressed, or angry person, I start taking on those traits. It is only when I am completely alone for an extended period of time that I start to regain my own energy back, and I start to realize that this is my energy. Confident, creative, sober, happy, at peace, real. I don't question myself. I'm intellectual. However, there has been people, specifically one person that I have had sex with, where I have took on her energy. And like I said, with a condom and with protection, it is not, I really don't think that energy transfers happen with a condom, just because I've never gotten attached to anyone that I've had sex with a condom on. But when I have had sex with someone else without a condom on, I started just taking on all of their thoughts. I started questioning myself. I started questioning if I'm a narcissist. I started questioning if I have real empathy. I started questioning if I really care about people. I started distrusting more. I started not liking her going around her friends. I started just everything that she was. I started to become. I started becoming bitter with the world. I started becoming angry at my friends who were always there for me. I started questioning them. I started pushing them away. And
I just realized that when I pulled out of that situation, that it brought me back into the light that I naturally have. And I started being more confident again. I started being happier again. I started being at peace again. And I started, treating people better. I started seeing things more clearly and looking into myself more. And even though I do have flaws, those were not my flaws. Those were energy transferred over to me. So be careful who you have unprotected sex with, especially. Energy transfers are real.
And so, as a bonus, I want to get into really quickly the dark reality of sex, magic, and manipulation. This is even more chilling. Some individuals, knowingly or unknowingly, use sex as a form of control. This is often referred to as a sex magic, where sexual energy is harnessed intentionally to manipulate or dominate someone else's spirit or emotions. In some cases, people may engage in rituals before or during sex using words, affirmations, or even substances to cast an energetic influence over their partners. The purpose is to bind the other person to them, making them feel addicted or gain control over their emotions and actions. If someone is trying to keep you tied to them emotionally or spiritually through these methods, you may feel so damn attached, even if the relationship is toxic or harmful. Being aware of this possibility can help you recognize the signs to protect yourself. Notice if you suddenly feel overly attached, obsessive, or emotionally unbalanced after being with someone. It can be a sign that something deeper is at play.
You can take that person's sexual fluids and tie it into a knot on a rag, whether it be cum on a rag or taking a woman's panties. Tie it in a knot and put it in a doggone bottle, into a jar, and put it somewhere, and this will allow you to have a certain bond with them in a controlling setting to see whether you can get this person to elevate to a certain level. It's only going to work for maybe 2 or 3 months. You see what I'm saying? But that's the next step, is to try your magic. So if this brother here has a European thing, she can you do some things, and the most strongest way is through the sexual energy. By getting that person's fluid. We in warfare now. And you get that person's fluid. A good way is to take a woman, foreplay her in her clothes until her drawers get wet. You know what I'm saying? Just rub it, and you can do all kind of things. And once you get the drawers wet and get that fluid, you see what I'm saying? Somehow beg her for the drawers. Say, even if you got to pay her for them. Shouldn't I give you my drawers? Say, no, I tell you what. I'll give you $100 for the drawers. Now, you do it in a joking manner, because you don't want her to know that what you want with my drawers. Now, I'll give you $100 for the drawers, because I just love you so much or whatever, and I just want it. Now, that $100, she going to like $100 for a pair of $2 pair of panties. Right. I'm going to give up that. Nigga, how many people shit? And then get them drawers and tie them in a damn knot and put them in a jar. Set them on an altar or set them on a shelf. Set them somewhere that she don't know. Same way with the woman. Your thing is easy. All you got to do is get him to bust a nut. Say, don't, you bust it on my neighbor. You see what I'm saying? Or in my eyeball.
Sexual magic, because sexual is the most powerful energy. Throughout the history, many cultures they learn how to use sexual magic as doing magic. In the Taoism, we have the same. We learn how to get this sexual energy reversed back up to give you more energy and more power. So the magic, this part is you return this sexual energy up into revitalize your brain, to revitalize your organ, and that is the first magic.
Hey, I don't know who need to hear this, but today we're gonna talk about sex, right? But not how you think. So first of all, the term sex, S-E-X, it comes from sacred energy exchange. So sex is a fucking ritual. Let's just start there. Anytime you have sex with somebody, you all create a soul tie. Let's say you have sex with somebody who's vibrating low spiritually, at a low frequency. They got a lot of trauma, a lot of negative thought patterns, right? They lack control over their emotions. They feed their flesh, right? Maybe they lack ambition in life. The minute you exchange energies with them, you're now subjective to taking on all of their bad energy. So you're going to start picking up on some of their energy, and the whole while they took some of your energy, because you can't kill energy. All you can do is transfer it. So they took some of your shit, and you exchanged it. You exchanged it, literally. It's not like, oh, I'm still 100% my energy plus 20% their energy, so I'm 120. No. If you got 20% their energy, you're now 80% of you. Damn, really? Yeah. This is why if people don't have the same common goal as you, if they're not on the same spiritual journey as you should not be having sex with them. And then some would say you shouldn't even have sex until you married. I ain't really here to preach that to y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't through with me. Feel me? It's not a time, bro, to be having sex with everything that look good. Some of y'all be laying down with these women, and y'all can see the demon inside of them. And y'all still go, right? And then what happens? Now you got the wrong girl pregnant. Now she done called now she done set you. See what I'm saying? If you was thinking with this head, using discernment, and not using that head, right? You probably would have played your hand a little differently. You gotta think, the devil gonna send things your way. And if you don't think one of the tools is gonna be a beautiful woman, you're crazy. It's gonna send drugs your way, man, all kind of shit. Shit to provoke you. First of all, the devil's most favorite form to take is the form of a beautiful woman. Easier to deceive, easier to hide who you really are. When you look so cute and you sound so cute, right? Easier to deceive. So I know that ass fat. I know she got that. Yeah, you know. But bro, you can't be just, you know. Some of y'all got chicks right now that y'all need to cut off spiritually. It ain't even personally. It ain't sexually. It ain't personally. It's spiritually. You need to cut their ass off spiritually, bro. Simple as that. And some of y'all females, y'all dealing with some of the wrong people all because they talk to you nice or say the right things, or got the right car, or got the right house, or got all this going on, or got the right career. Alright, when things go left, y'all can't say nothing about man ain't shit, woman ain't shit. Everybody just shut the fuck up, because no one's picking the right people. No one's picking people based on the right factors. No one's valuing what really matters. So there's no substance to any of this stuff. If you pick somebody based on what they got and not who they are and how they make your soul feel, you can't say shit about man ain't nothing, woman ain't nothing, or you ain't nothing. You the problem. You in the way. You're the distraction. Make sense? And me personally, I don't got no problem with hoes. Hoes cool with me. A hoe ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, do you treat a hoe like a housewife or a girlfriend? No. All I really want to say is, don't be the undercover hoe. Don't come around like you a housewife and the whole time you was, see what I'm saying? No. You'll get more respect just being the open hoe. That's all we saying. That's all we saying. Yeah. The worst kind of hoe is an undercover hoe. No, just be an open hoe, right? Everybody ain't meant to be a housewife. Everybody ain't meant to be wife material. The Bible says to find a wife is to find a doggone gem. Right? So it's rare. So this is a message to everybody. You know, man, women. Careful. If y'all out here picking people on if a man is picking the girl because she got the fattest ass, or because she got the best head, and that's the only reason, he don't care nothing about her mind, her heart, her character, he can't say nothing about women ain't shit. No, nigga, you ain't shit, right? And that's cool. That's just your life. But don't be confused about what's going on. If the first thing you care about, if you care about what kind of house they got more than what kind of mind and heart they got, you deserve a man who do you wrong. That's the universe saying that, not me. Everybody done became too superficial. If you choosing trophy wives, bro, don't complain about women not cleaning up and stuff. You chose a trophy wife. You chose a bitch who had trauma, mad at her daddy still. You know what I'm saying? Man, this toxic, right? And some of y'all got a STD right now, and I ain't talking about no sexual transmission. I'm talking about a spiritual transmitted disease. So if you even feeling like your life been going how you want it to go, but you still been having all this sex, change something up. Change something up. Take back your energy. Call back your energy. And regain your superpowers. But yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about no man and shit, women and shit. As long as y'all on here still picking the fattest ass, and that's why you chose her, because she the baddest bitch. Since when a good-looking woman was called bad? Oh, she a demon now. Got you. If you out here choosing a man based on what they got and what they can do for you, and not who they are, sorry to tell you, sweetheart, you deserve what you get. That should be secondary, right? I'm not saying it shouldn't matter. The ass, the body, the money, the resources. I ain't saying that shouldn't matter, but to be first, that's why you fail. That's why you keep choosing the wrong person. That's why you keep getting played, cheated on, lied to, abused. That's why. So don't blame the devil. I'm telling you why it happened. Because of your core values. How you perceive life. How you deal with people. What's in your heart. Some of y'all in survival mode, right? And then some of y'all not. It's just your spirit. That's what you want right now. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the ones who doing it the right way.
So, my Halloween babes, as we close out, it is really important to try to avoid casual encounters and be more selective with partners and understanding that potential spiritual consequences are at bay. Sex is more than a physical act, it is a ritual involving the sacred exchange of energies, which can deeply affect your well-being. The act can become even darker if sex magic is being used to manipulate or control you. Be aware of your emotion changes after intimacy and trust your instincts if something feels off. Remember, protecting yourself is not about avoiding intimacy, but it's about being mindful of who you are sharing your energy with, or just be celibate. The next time you think about engaging in a casual encounter, just remember there's nothing casual about exchanging spiritual and emotional energy. Now, I do want to say, as I was doing my research, I can see that some women use sex magic as a form of positive manifestation, and that's something that I will get into at a later time. But today, I'm here to creep you out. Thank you so much for tuning in to our day 7 of our 10 Days Till Halloween special. Protect your energy, set your boundaries, and know your worth, Rych Babes. Also, stay tuned because we're going to talk about your man may be doing some work on you, and you may not even know nothing about it. So, with that being said, Rych Babes, stay tuned, subscribe, okay, and like this video and comment down below your thoughts, your experiences on this topic, and stay tuned for more. Stay rich.